Hi guys, you're watching Loquacious Whales. I'm Grace.
I'm Sandra.
I'm Caitlin.
And we can't get through this sentence, so let's just get straight into it. We've just finished playing our whole Let's Play, which took like 6-8 weeks, of Alan Wake.
It was a bit longer than that.
Yeah.
That could just be because of how long it's taking me to edit it.
Very true. And there was holidays and conventions and everything in the middle. We've just finished Alan Wake, which is our first ever Let's Play. Thank you, Sophie, for watching it.
We're sorry for all the technical difficulties.
Yes, we are. Mostly it was Alexandra, though, so be aware of that.
It's Alexandra's fault.
We are now going to review said game.
Yep.
What's our first topic, Caitlin?
The voice acting.
Voice acting. I did like Alan's smoky tones.
Mm. I liked Barry's. His seemed very earnest.
Ernest.
I found the crying out and all that. I was like,
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
I would have preferred if Alan was voiced by Nathan Fillion, but that's just me.
I liked Alan's voice actor, how he was.
So, voice acting?
He didn't immediately make you think that he was a smug bastard when he,
That's true.
is.
Yeah.
Which you would
But he
have
built
thought
to it.
immediately
Yeah,
if it was played by Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
she has a point.
It's very true.
Okay, so how out of 10 would you go?
I don't know. I'd probably give it a 8.5. Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
8.5 out of 10. Like, it was pretty good, but I wasn't like, oh my god, voice acting has
Voice
changed for
acting
me
is
forever.
fantastic,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll give it an 8.5.
Yeah, that works well. 8.5 out of 10. Alright.
Characters. Okay.
Characters.
Characters.
Barry was my favourite.
Characters. Yeah, no, Barry was pretty cool. I thought there was some very interesting characters that developed throughout the game, that you kind of got an idea of them and then they changed, but, you know, I'm just talking out my ass here. I don't actually have an end to the sentence.
I think I would have liked to have seen some more of, was it Cynthia? She's the Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
No, her wish was Rose.
Yes.
Rose, that's the one.
Rose.
I would have preferred to have seen some more of Rose.
I think she served her purpose, and then it was good too.
I felt Alice could have been a little more fleshed out,
Mm.
given
I
that...
certainly disliked Alice. That could just be my...
well,
you just like female characters in general.
but especially the whole damsel in the distress thing. That was a bit of a cliche.
I didn't mind Barbara. Now there was a woman.
She knew what she wanted and how to get it. She was going places.
Yeah, no, I liked
And
it
then
too.
Alan was being oppressive. This is clearly a comment on the feminist
Yep.
movement.
Yep.
Yep. Leave if you agree.
It's all
Leave a comment.
It's all about how
Sophie.
the feminist movement is spreading a dark shadow over the world, and that we need to bring light to
Well,
Your oppression.
I think feminists would have an issue with... Oh, we've lost Caitlin. I think feminists would have an issue with the lack of depth of Alice's character. It was like, she's my girlfriend. That's it.
Yeah.
But I thought Alan was a very well-developed character. He was cliched in some ways, but then in some ways he did slightly break it, so...
I approved of the fact that they made him an asshole, but you still cared about him. I was very impressed by that. Probably because of the fact that they were using the third-person perspective pretty well there.
It's also that I liked seeing,
Third-person omniscient?
regardless of all of our ridiculous jokes throughout the thing, I did like Barry and Alan's relationship.
Yeah, that was very sweet.
Totally bros.
Yeah.
So just like, yeah, I'm gonna save my friend from that helicopter crash because he's my bestest bro.
And it makes
He's
me
my
like-
only friend because I'm such a jerk.
I am still a little
And
worried
he's only
about
my
the
friend
cutout.
because he's my publisher.
I am kind of worried about the cutout.
That was one of my favourite Barry
I was going
moments.
to say, that's probably my favourite character, was the cutout. I felt it really embodied the role it was given.
It was very 3D character.
Yeah, you could see there was a lot of depth. There was a lot of depth to that character.
So I liked the sheriff as well. The sheriff was...
Well, she was a strong, independent woman.
Indeed.
She was an independent woman.
And it wasn't focusing on, you know, how she was a woman and
No.
and a sheriff, which a lot of, actual things that people proclaim as feminist are.
Yeah,
it
is
was
having
just like,
to highlight
it's a
the fact
thing,
that
it
it's-
happens, and we
Don't need
don't
to
even mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so characters, what are we going to give? I did the
them-
last one, so...
I go for a 9. An 8.
8.
I was going to say 7, 8.
Yeah.
7, yep. Okay, so we're going
7.5.
7.5! I expect stars up here.
I was actually thinking, just little star things.
Yeah.
Next is graphics.
Well, what have we got to say about graphics?
I want to start on a high note. I love the water in this. The water is...
the water's amazing.
And the
It's-
dust mites.
The
Yes.
water and the dust motes and just the
Oh, and-
attention to small details like those, needles coming down from the rustling trees.
And,
Absolutely
and
fantastic.
the panoramas as well. The
I
panoramic
just,
shots.
I just really
Gorgeous.
love the attention to detail in the background. I mean, it's not often that you see some games that have that much attention. It usually just fades.
Yes.
Yeah,
But the
And the light play
light
on the
and
backdrop.
the light was fantastic. Probably because it's a major gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
But
But it was very well done.
indeed,
However,
Let's
if
make
you
this a compliment sandwich.
if you had listened to the Let's Play that we've done, you would understand our deep disdain for the mouths of the characters. I suppose the mouth animation was subpar. They can make E's and A's, but not O's.
they talk like this.
They can't make an
Except
O.
Or like,
And even when he wasn't moving his mouth was always kind of like all the time, and that didn't make any sense to me. So E's, I think they could have put a little bit more, possibly
Indeed.
into mouths.
First time I played, I was just like, have I gotten a glitch or something? Is there
Yeah.
something wrong with the...
And I mean, I know this game's a few years old now, but still, by standards of this,
Even when I first got it,
Yeah.
this was like when Heavy Rain came out. And
yeah, when you put the two next to each other, it's
Yeah.
gold and,
I think-
and garbage.
I think they could have afforded to take a little out of the what they did to put into the backgrounds and that, and just take a little bit out of that and put it into the animation just to get the O shape going.
Yeah. If they'd spend like 10 grand on an O, that would have just made the game. So, have we got any more compliments, or are we?
Okay, I would just like to say on the note of the water, because I really like the water.
Yeah.
Since Final Fantasy X, good graphics, I have not been impressed with any water animation at all ever until this game.
And that's saying something, 'cause
Yeah.
it's hard to impress
Yeah.
Caitlin. Like, I need to impress upon you how hard it is to impress Caitlin.
Since this game, I still haven't been as impressed, except possibly in Heavy Rain, but you don't come across large bodies of water.
It's more the rain effect than the
Yeah.
actual water
Indeed.
rippling. So, for background, cinematics, graphics
9.
would be a 9. Or, even a 9.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could give it a 9.25.
They were pretty damn good. However,
Facial,
Especially for when it
yeah.
was made.
oh, yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
But
the facial
unfortunately,
animation.
the character animation for foreground animation I probably would have given it about a 7.5.
Yeah, I was thinking 7.
I probably would have given it about a 7.5 overall, but because of the mouths, it's gonna have to be like a 4.5. I'm sorry, guys, but it really disrupted the flow of the game for me. Me being so frustrated.
You wouldn't be able to take it. It's like all of a sudden the tension breaks when you see those mouth movements. You just it
It
loses
distracts
a lot
from the
of
story. Yeah.
Yeah,
But other
Should've
than
spent
that,
more money.
yeah, like the water.
Yeah.
You get like 9.25 for the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
possibly
And the
10
mountains.
10
And the
for
light
water.
the mountains.
Always leave a bit for
Solely-
improvement because we're worth it.
9.9.
Alright, you get a 9.9 for water now. Oh, you just put a little bit of money into the mouths. I'm probably too quiet for the microphone to pick up! What's next?
Next is gameplay.
Gameplay is fantastic. I'm
I-
pretty happy with the gameplay. There's some good innovation using the light as a weapon. You know?
I found that they it was the sensitivity was a bit too much.
The
like
sensitivity's quite high. But
I think they could. I think they could have lowered the sensitivity a little
See,
bit.
I played it originally on console, and that was not an issue.
Yeah,
as much.
I know, like pro gamers normally really like a really high sensitivity, so that's probably why it's so high. But
And
the fact
on
that it
console
couldn't go
games,
so low
because they use pretty much the exact same for the console. Like they didn't edit it much at all on console. You want more sensitivity than you do with a mouse.
you would.
And so I think, as a console game, the sensitivity is not an issue at all. But with the mouse, it's a bit different. And
I found it very hard to adjust for quite a while, and to the being slightly off center. That took me.
I really
forever
like that
to
though. I
adjust
think it's very
to.
good cinematics.
It's definitely.
Okay.
No,
You're in the middle of your
well,
sentence.
I've lost the track of the thing now.
It's in terms of if I didn't have the light there, I would have not been able to play it pretty much. But because you have the light,
Even with the light, I couldn't play it.
Yeah, but
because you have the light, you know where you're pointing, and so it's easy to.
But I think the concept of the light and the gun, and some things are affected more by one than the other, and the flashbangs and the flares and stuff, and how they really utilised light weaponry, as in physically light. That's a weapon. I think that was really well
That was really
developed.
innovative. Like I haven't seen.
No,
I don't think I've seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I'd certainly use it for another game. I mean, and they did American Nightmare, but that's something that could be utilised, I think, and that they should really do some more work with that. Yeah.
I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10.
No, I'd give it higher than a 7. I really enjoyed playing that game.
I was the one doing the gameplay. I think I would know.
I think I'd probably give it.
I wasn't like, oh my god, but
I'm never really like, oh my god,
Heavy Rain.
oh my god, games. I love
Heavy
them.
Rain. Heavy Rain is oh my god gameplay.
Really?
Yeah, like the way that they've designed the whole thing. Sorry, that's my Heavy Rain is for most things my like 9.9.
I don't think I've ever gone, oh my god, gameplay. I love Magna Carta. Magna Carta's my oh my god gameplay.
So I'd probably give it.
I give it 7, 8.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.
Okay. 7.5? Will that satisfy?
7.5.
7.5, guys.
Your thumb.
My thumb is not on screen.
Just punch Sandra in the face with it, and then you know it's on screen. All right, what else
Next
we got?
on the list.
Storyline.
Storyline.
I really like the story.
Yeah, Alexandra had to leave for this part because she's actually got post-traumatic stress disorder from just a mere half hour ago finishing the story. She doesn't like it when the protagonist dies. Spoilers, in case you're watching a review. The protagonist dies. She didn't like that. But
Although, does he really?
Does he really?
Does he really? ...
The end question mark. I think I really liked the in terms of story, the trope of using the pages.
Yes.
To explain the story before, after, during it's happening. I found it the first time I played through it was a bit confusing because I didn't really understand what it was and I wasn't really reading them properly, I guess. But on the second playthrough, it's making a lot of sense and it's really cool. So
yeah, I think. My apologies, guys. I think for me it was a bit more difficult to follow the storyline because
we talked over the whole thing.
These trolls, and also because of the fact that we've been playing it over 8 weeks, so it's it was sort of a case of coming back to it and going, okay, I've forgotten what's happened since last week. Where were we up to and all that? So I found it a little hard to follow the storyline, except for the main. So I was able to keep up with the foreground, but not so much with the background stories.
I also think, given fighting the darkness is kind of has been done before, they did find an innovative way to do it.
I really like the story within a story thing. I've always thought that's good, interesting. So
Inception.
Inception.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, what do you think? I'd say like an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10.
8.5.
I like this game.
Cinematics.
Well, we kind of already did that kind of.
Just want to mention that it's the most cinematic, probably the most cinematic game that I've seen. Like, it could be a TV show.
Yeah.
Or a movie. And it would be, you could keep it pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except with less fight scenes.
With less fight scenes.
Oh, well, with less dying in fight scenes. Less game overs for each.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no dying.
Like, cutscenes, they
were very good.
very pretty much just...
And the flickering in of Barbara with Alice, I thought that was cinematically very good.
I found they had really nice transitions between gameplay and cutscenes.
Yeah.
Those transitions were nice.
It was... I don't think there was a point where I went, this is out of place.
Yeah.
Like, why is there a cutscene
Yeah.
here? And
They were embedded really well in the story.
and like you can run away from half of the story stuff if you want. It's not like they don't force you into anything, except the few main plot
Yeah.
things that are happening. Overall, 8.
8. 7.5.
No, I'd give it an 8 to be
Okay.
honest. Like, they did new, innovative things. They did a lot of things very well. They did a few things rather poorly.
But overall, it was
Rather
quite well
poorly.
done.
Rather poorly.
I think you mean rather fully.
They do some things rather poorly. Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
But yeah, overall, I think
Overall.
it was a very well done game. It has a sucky ending, but
I love endings that are bad.
I love endings that make you feel something, and
Yeah.
it made you feel something.
that made me feel. That gave me feels. So overall, we give Alan Wake an 8 out of 10.